So many people have asked me about the benefits of F2 visa, and for those who do not know, the F2 visa is the dependent visa, meaning if we have a student in the United States on F1, they can petition for their spouse and kids under 21 to join them on F2 visas. So sometimes the family can come together, the student comes on F1 visa, and then the spouse and kids of the dependents can come on F2 visa. Or in some scenarios, the student can be in the United States already taking classes, and then after posting some grades after a few semesters and also demonstrate that they'll be able to pay fees, they can now invite their family, spouse and kids on F2. So what does it take for you to get an F2 visa? Okay, so for you to get an F2 visa, the family has to go to the admission office, and mostly they are looking at a bank statement to demonstrate ability to pay. So what the admission office is looking at, can the student afford fees at least for 1 year? And if they want to bring the dependents, then they have to demonstrate that they'll be able to take care of the dependents. From experience, it's roughly $5,000 for each extra dependent. Of course, this fee can depend from one school to another, but I'm just saying from experience, roughly that is what I've seen. So you have to do the math, the tuition for the student, F1, and the number of dependents, and each dependent, the bank statement will have to reflect at least $5,000 extra for each dependent. Once this has been accomplished, the admission office will give, obviously, admission for F2, I-20s, and your family will go to the embassy to get those visas. If successful, these are the questions that I get for those people who are wanting, or those who are already on F2. Can the F2 go to school? Even the kids, can they go to school on F2 visas? And number two, can this F2 work while the student is going to school? Now, let's start with schooling. The F1 kids, the F2 children are allowed to go to school legally in public schools because the tuition covers for that. Okay, so F2 children can go to school from elementary, middle school, all the way to high school. The F2 dependent, the adults, cannot go to school. However, some schools will allow the F2 to start part-time classes if the F2 student has decided to do a change of status from F2 to F1. F1 again is a student visa. So the spouse can actually come, and if they don't feel like staying in the house way too long doing nothing, they can approach a school and the school will guide them. As I said, some schools will allow you to go to school part-time as you wait for the change of status to happen. And once the change of status happens and the F2 is now F1, they can go to school now full-time. And we all know, and I'll make a video about the benefits of F1. How about work? The F2 is not allowed to work legally. I'm just saying. However, the F2 can petition if they get a job with an employer. The employer can petition for them something like H4 or H1B. Okay, the employer can actually change for them to a different visa so that they can work. But on F2, they are not allowed to work. Okay, anyways, after changing to F1, there are just so many benefits for F1. They can have a social security. They can work on campus. Okay, 20 hours per week. Of course, after graduation, they have OPT, CPT, and all those benefits. And they can improve their career. Some of them use this opportunity to do nothing. My favorite. Why? Just because good job, stability, and eventually a green card for the whole family. If you have any questions regarding this video or any other videos that I've done, of course, you can always go to janetrangi.com or janetrangi67@gmail.com, and we'll be able to talk to you one-on-one. Remember, text messages, comments can never be enough when it comes to these issues. We cannot type enough information, and each case is different. No one can give you the correct information just by texting or answering you in the comment section. And some of the situations that people come to us actually need to see a lawyer. Okay, all right, thank you so much for following janetrangi67@gmail.com for more information.